Centuries ago, the wizard Merlin broke the borders between fantasy and reality. His error continues to impact events. Myths and modern man walk side by side to this day. My name is John Watson. I'm a medical doctor by trade and a military man by happenstance. Later in life, I assisted one Sherlock Holmes of 221B Baker Street in his efforts as the world's first consulting detective. Now I have an entirely different job. I am charged with the care and leadership of a place built to keep the peace between the fictional and the real world. It's a 3-mile-wide steel-fortified base hidden in a top-secret location. It is a place of adventure, of creatures bizarre and frightening. From this place we protect your lives and the lives of your heroes. It is also our home. We call it the Fourth Wall.
Previously on the Fourth Wall.
But what is the only thing that bats are afraid of? Birds of prey. How do you get rid of someone you don't want hanging around the fourth wall? You make them go through the nearly impossible test.
I think we would be well advised to implement her plans, Director. Her success rate is quite stellar. So far.
And she knew that her life would know no greater purpose than to serve him. It should probably bear noting that him is with a capital H. Thank you. Bless you all. Now, if you'd like, I'll sign a few books just over here. God bless you.
I love these books. They're the best books in the whole world.
Now, young lady, you don't mean that.
Oh, yes, I do.
Well, I can think of at least one book that's better.
I sure can't.
The Bible, young lady?
Oh, yes. I'm so sorry, Mr. Munn.
Yeah, thank you. Who's next? Come this way, Miss... Why, miss, you're just as I imagine the Pilgrim whenever I write her. Your picture ought to be on the cover of these books. What's your name? Who should I make it out to?
Just make it out to be. You have no idea how long I have waited to meet you. You never think you'll be ready, but here I am.
Oh, my word. Well, that is very sweet of you, but as long as you're ready to meet the good Lord when the time comes, that's all that matters.
All I ever wanted to do was please you.
Please him, young lady.
Good night, Mr. Munn.
Have a blessed night, y'all. Who goes there? No, stay away! Ah!
Bathsheba Betty Pilgrim hails from a series of, quote, Christian thrillers, unquote. Pilgrim's Progress, Pilgrim's Piety, Pilgrim's Purity, ad infinitum.
Ad nauseum, Hawthorne. Where won't you recruit agents?
Until quite recently, we would have never dreamed of recruiting from the mailroom.
Come on, Hawthorne. Bathsheba Pilgrim? It does sound a little ridiculous.
Or the real world, if I can continue. She spent her time in her native story battling the evil forces of the Gnostic nationalists. I heard that. Until 5 years ago, she was an agent with the Wall. She is also my partner.
You were partners with a fundamentalist Christian character?
Yes, why?
Nothing. I would have watched the hell out of that TV show is all. Director on deck!
As you were, people. Continue your briefing, Hawthorne.
The longer she was with the Wall, the more she grew disillusioned. She resigned her agent's position and has been on the run ever since. She spent several years on the Wall's most wanted list. At her peak, she was second only to Count Dracula.
What did she do? Don't tell me she just quit. It's going to make me question some of my recent career decisions.
She emigrated to the real world. While she was there, she started communicating to certain people on your side of the wall about the, real nature of things.
Well, we can't have that.
After we tried to bring her in, she disappeared. She managed to shake us off in a post-apocalyptic rapture story with which she's familiar. As long as she was no longer a security risk, we decided to let bygones be bygones. There's no telling what she's up to now, but if there is a chance she is back in the real world, we need to find her.
How is she able to travel back and forth without us knowing?
You have your briefing, agents. Good luck. Westing, Will you remain behind a moment?
Who, me? Sure. I'll catch up with you guys.
Follow me.
Look, I'm sorry for giving Hawthorne a hard time back there.
Nonsense. You're speaking as if I'm some wizened schoolmaster obsessed with ensuring my pupils do not speak unless spoken to. I think Hawthorne's gone a little too long without people shouting him down in a meeting. Between you and Reginald, the old boy might frustrate himself into something resembling a personality. I forgot to bring this to the ceremony, but I have something for you. Consider it a graduation gift.
Oh, you didn't have to.
You've exceeded my embarrassingly steep expectations, young lady. You'll make... Blast it. You already are an exemplary fourth wall agent.
It's a hat.
Yes, it's...
Wait, it's a deerstalker cap.
Yes, you see...
It's the deerstalker cap.
Well, it didn't belong to Basil Rathbone, if that's what you mean. He felt the need to wear a fedora for some unfathomable reason.
Thank you, Director Watson. I didn't get you anything.
Just keep doing what you're doing. That shall be a more than plentiful gift.
Well, in that case, I better catch up with the others.
Yes, of course. Good luck.
What are we doing at this knick-knack shop?
First lesson of field duty. If you want info about the actions of fictional people in the real world, this is the best place to start. Let's go. Westing. Fourth wall Westing.
Sorry, just haven't been back to the real world since I joined up. It's a little strange.
Oh, well, focus up. I'm gonna need you in there.
Yeah. Also,
Yes?
did Watson ever give you anything?
You mean aside from gainful employment?
Never mind. Let's go.
Come in, friends, come in. Can I interest you in a first edition copy of A Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's Court? You'll never believe who autographed the title. Oh, crap, it's you. Have you been, Hawthorne?
Are you still selling first editions signed by the protagonists?
No, of course not. You know I'm on the second strike for contraband.
Then who signed the copy of A Connecticut Yankee?
Twain's great-great-grandson owns a Kia dealership in Annibal. Nice guy, very collectible.
Westing.
Nope. Twain's only granddaughter died childless in '66.
You brought backup, Hawthorne. Good. Hello, lady. And Bird.
You know the rules.
Of course I know the rules. I already said I'm on my first strike for contraband.
Second strike. And what's the worst kind of contraband that you can bring over from a fictional world?
Death rays. I've read the pamphlet.
The second worst.
Any evidence that real people could use to interact with fictional characters.
Reggie, call the pickup crew. This fellow has earned himself a one-way trip back to Casablanca.
Hawthorne.
Not now. Reggie, the radio.
Please don't send me back there. If I have to hear as time goes by one more time, I'll go crazy. You got to understand what I'm up against. You wall agents start cracking down on contraband, and all my capital is locked up in inventory. I've got a case of lightsabers in the back that I can't unload for the life of me. Perhaps we can make a deal?
Hold the phone, Reggie. You're going to tell me everything you know about the Pilgrim.
Thank you. You know, you're all right.
And we're taking the contraband. All of it. What do you know about her?
What do you want to know?
Is she on this side of the wall?
I haven't seen her in years, but I'd be surprised if she weren't.
Where?
I hear things.
All right, cuff him.
Okay. I hear she's running a church of all things. Right here in town. A lot of the other fictionals on this side talk about going over there. Apparently she's got some really revolutionary thoughts about what it means to, be one of us.
A church?
Old habits die hard. Am I right?
Where is this church?
Some shopping center on the east end of town. The Davidson Shopping Center, I think.
Westing, do you know the place?
Yeah. It was a happening place about 20 years ago. Now it's a ghost town. Makes this place look like Saks Fifth Avenue.
Hey.
Sorry.
See that you're only selling nice, normal things for real people from now on. Or I'm going to come back here, and you might not have any useful information then. Let's go, people.
Hawthorne. That was entrapment back there.
Oh, God help me. I knew I'd regret you being assigned to this mission.
Wasn't your call. That guy back there has due process, and you just rolled in there, assumed he did something wrong, and then seized his property without any evidence.
You think he's actually going to send that stuff back to the wall? Do you think I'm actually going to go back and check on our little deal? In 6 months, he'll be doing the same thing, and I'm going to need more information about another case. We'll reprise that little play you saw back there, and everyone lives to fight another day. What you saw back there was a mixture of mercy and good police work.
I think they call it extortion.
I'm commanding this mission. Watson isn't here to coddle you. Get in the car. You got anything else to add, Bird?
I'm just happy to be part of the band.
I thought that guy said this place was abandoned.
It is. Except for this church of hers.
Why do they keep the lights on outside of the buildings, but keep the insides dark?
Probably to discourage squatters.
Yeah, sure, but for my money, it just makes the place creepier.
Where do you think she's running this church of hers? Maybe the movie theater.
I don't see why not.
She turned a movie theater into a church? Oh, what a waste.
Reggie, fly around the perimeter and do some recon.
You son of a bitch.
Oh, I forgot. Sorry.
Ask the bird to fly, why don't you? All birds can fly, even if they had the bones in their wings shattered in a bat attack. No. I'll just get the job done on foot. Don't mind me.
At least...
I wouldn't if I were you.
I didn't ask. At least you'll blend in at night.
Racist.
I should have seen that one coming.
I told ya.
Come on. Reggie, what do you have on your end?
I'm sorry, I'm quite enfeebled here, but I thought I heard some racist asshat trying to check in on me.
Will you help me out here?
Don't be racist. There, I helped.
Blasting.
Fine, but you owe me one. Reginald, this is your friend Abigail. I assume you can hear me?
Oh, yes, my friend Abigail. I'm quite able to hear you. How can I help you?
Is this really...
Shh, I'm on the phone. How's it looking over there, Reg?
It's looking A-okay over here, Abigail. Thanks for asking. No lookout, people. There are a few cars that could be used for a quick getaway. Give me a second. There, distributor caps. They won't be leaving anytime soon.
Converge on the target in 030 seconds. Over and out. Jesus, Hawthorne.
Let's move. On my mark. 3, 2, 1, go! I can't see a damn thing. Do you smell that?
Could be an animal that died.
I don't know. Is anyone here?
Oh no! Oh God, get away!
What is it, Reggie? Reggie? Reggie!
Sorry about that. Thought I saw a raccoon. Turned out to be a trash bag. I'm fine.
Now don't look at me, he's your bird.
Reggie, no signs of life in the movie theater. We'll have to sweep out and get the pizza joint next.
I'll take point. Cover me.
Reggie, this looks like the place. Hang back in case we need backup.
What's the signal?
What?
Yeah, what signal?
Yeah, the signal, the safe word.
Why don't we just tell you to come in?
And they'll see me coming.
How about I just scream if something alarms me?
I mean, if you wanna support patriarchal stereotypes, go right ahead.
That's enough. On 3. 1, 2, 3.
Hello, Hawthorne. It's been a long time. You and your friend are welcome here, but this place is one of peaceful contemplation, and we ask that you leave your weapons outside.
What do you think, Hawthorne? Should I open fire?
Hawthorne, I am truly pleased to see you. I knew it was only a matter of time before you turned to matters of the soul. We have the answers you have been seeking. But you, my child, are real.
I beg your pardon?
You are a real person from this dimension, yes?
Yes, originally. Now I work for the Fourth Wall, and you are all...
You are real, and your coming here has answered our prayers. We have assembled here in worship of you, representative of the Creator.
I would ask you not to let this go to your head, Westing, but that might be asking a bit much.
Don't look so surprised, Hawthorne. I've always devoted my life to service of the true faith. While Christianity may be the truth, the way, and the light for people like your agent friend, here I have seen the light. I know my Creator, and he is a 67-year-old retired animal husbandry professor named Biff Munn. I now serve him and the other creators of fictionals. Their work has been revealed to me, and it would be a great sin to deny it.
Uh-huh. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to need you all to remain where you are. You're under arrest.
They haven't done anything.
Haven't they?
Fine. Book 'em, Dano. 2 counts. Sniffing. We'll see if we can get the DA to make aggravated chanting.
Look at these people. Every one of them is on the board back at the wall for skipping out on their travel visas. They broke the rules. This isn't up for debate.
If I call back to the wall and ask about rounding up well-meaning nut bars just because they didn't fill out the Ouch! He bit me!
He means no harm. You must forgive his enthusiasm.
He bit me!
He's very enthusiastic.
Remember, Westing, they haven't done anything wrong.
All right, let me at him.
False alarm, Reggie. They're just fond of biting.
Boardroom, this is Hawthorne.
Boardroom, Watson here.
Mr. Director, we found the Pilgrim. She has a colony of visa hoppers with her. The team and I are dealing with them now. We'll need to round up an evac as soon as possible.
Well done, Hawthorne. I'd send a team now, but we've been having problems with the gates on our side of the wall. I'll send them through soon enough, but they may not get to your location for another hour.
Director Watson, it's Agent Westing.
Acknowledged, Boardroom. Hawthorne out. There are rules, Westing, and we have to abide by them.
Well, you've sold me, Hawthorne. Now listen up, you loons. Line up along the wall, and if you try anything funny, so help me, you are in for the eye-pecking of a lifetime.
We don't have to enjoy it, Reggie.
Ha! Ha ha! You agree with me.
How do you figure?
You just said we don't have to enjoy enforcing the rules. If you had your way, we'd let these people go. I don't need to convince Watson. I've already convinced you.
Excuse me, but are we still under arrest?
No.
Yes. Our people will be here shortly.
I see. As we are currently in a state of some uncertainty, may we continue our worship?
Fine. But everyone here keeps their hands where I can see them. You hear that, Mr. Bitey? Hands, now!
He means you no harm. No harm. Tell me, Westing, is it? Do you write?
I'll answer your questions if your friend here takes his hands off my face.
Oh, yes, of course. Tulkas, please give our honored guest space.
That's much better. I love fiction. It's a big part of the reason the Fourth Wall recruited me, I think. But no, I've never had much of a knack for writing things on my own. I can put a sentence together, but when it comes to ideas for stories, I'm usually a complete blank.
I know the feeling. When we fictionals attempt to create stories of our own, it does not create people like Hawthorne or myself.
Yes, I know.
But there are always ways of overcoming our limitations. Do you want to see how we overcome?
Yes, that would be fine.
Good. Tulkas, prepare the display. Everyone else, grab their material. Material!
What are you doing?
Isn't it better if we keep them calm and talking?
Maybe.
All right, people, let's be on our best behavior for our most revered guest. She wants us to show her how we become more godly. Last time we were reviewing pieces, Geary had a new scene from his play to share with us.
Scene 3. We open on the kitchen of a dilapidated apartment. The year is 1938. The place? The planet Pluto. The front door...
I only like cowboy stories.
Is this supposed to be funny?
Pluto isn't a planet?
Can I speak to the two of you outside?
Well, these people are unusual.
Wacko. The word you're looking for is wacko. It's all right, you can say it. You're among friends here. And for that matter, why is Pilgrim telling us what fictionals can and can't do? We already know that. It's like she's trying to provide exposition or something. If that were the case, everything, including our own lives, is just a story.
Stop right there. We don't have time to be meta.
It's not against the rules to be odd, Hawthorne.
If it were, at least 2/3 of us would be unemployable. Fine. We'll ensure the Pilgrim's followers can renew their travel visas, and maybe even get them a little help readjusting to a world without their guru. Don't try arguing with me, Westing. I'm meeting you more than halfway. But Pilgrim has to come back with us.
Excuse me, Your Realness? Your absence during the ritual is conspicuous.
All right, that's about all I can stomach for the evening.
Most religions are absurd and offensive to non-believers. Ours is unique only in its fundamental truth.
Nope. We're not going to have the same argument again, Betty. Spare me your insights. You're still wanted for breaking any number of rules set forth by the Fourth Wall.
But
I'd say you need to thank Miss Westing here for her mercy. But I'm already a little worried about her God complex. This is the deal. Your followers can stay. We'll need to make sure their paperwork's up to date. But as long as they don't hurt anyone...
Thank you for your mercy, Westing. Thank you.
You, however, will need to surrender to us. You're wanted for any number of crimes, and Watson and I can't let that go unanswered.
What are my charges?
Informing real people of the existence of the fourth wall and the conglomeration of fictionalized worlds. That's the big one. And what's more, you know that. A few minor misdemeanors beyond that, you can read them here.
I assure you, Hawthorne, I am innocent of the crimes you list here.
Save it.
However, I will go without protest to answer them in an open tribunal. The church is not its head, but instead the flock.
Boardroom, cancel that backup request. Turns out the Pilgrim isn't working alone. She surrendered and we'll be taking her in on our own. We'll need some travel officers to come up here to our location to make sure some visa hoppers are up to date.
Understood.
May I take my leave of them? They will need some guidance as to how to proceed in my absence.
Of course. If I know Hawthorne, you may be able to work out a plea deal. You might be back in a few short years.
Your optimism buoys my spirits.
Hell, she's public enemy number 2. Might be a while before we let her come back.
You want them to start panicking now?
No.
So I have a point? And I was right about everything else I've said since we came here from the wall? And we should maybe listen to what I have to say as early as we possibly can? It would probably be a lot more efficient.
Fine. I'll admit it all. I felt threatened since the first moment you came to us. Director Watson brought us here and has given us purpose. And he single-handedly saved us from disaster at every turn. For some reason, he wants you on the team. He has his reasons. He must have. But your arrogance...
Wow, I never thought you would admit to all of that.
What? Yeah, that's fine. I'll get right on that. Do you see that?
What?
The lights are on in the old movie theater. Did we turn them on when we did our sweep there?
No. We couldn't see a thing. Much less the light switch. I have a bad feeling about this.
Oh, well, now we're screwed for sure. Thanks, Hawthorne.
Quiet. Do you smell that?
Yeah. It smells like... barbecue? Spare ribs? Definitely pork.
Hey, just thrilled it isn't chicken.
Quiet. Form up.
The door's locked again.
Reggie, work to lock.
Yeah, I guess I'm on it.
What in... Let me see your hands! Now! Oh my god.
How right you are, Agent Hawthorne. You weren't supposed to find our little secret here, at least not until we could properly incorporate young Westing into our efforts. How unfortunate.
Put your hands up or I'll drop you like I did him.
Are those people in deep fryers?
People? Ha! These are the only gods left. Gods are just people, simple, flawed people made of meat like any other animal. And yet these real people have power over us. With the flick of a pen or the mindless manipulation of a keyboard, they have come to dominate our fates. There is no free will, there is no soul, there is only story structure. But I have found a way to overcome our limitations. Centuries of research under the rule of Merlin and later Watson have failed to explain why real people can create fictionals, but we can't do the same. On some molecular level, there is some thing that makes you different from us, Miss Westing. We take in that quality. It sustains. It nourishes us. And if we eat our authors, one day we will gain their power for ourselves. We will become the gods we have spent our miserable lives envying.
Oh, leave it to a fundamentalist to find new and interesting ways to act like a complete lunatic.
You've been eating these people?
Everyone stop moving!
Oh, we still do, Westing, and we have every intention of continuing. We're almost out of leftovers. But thank the author, we have been delivered a fresh supply. A young, fresh supply.
Stay where you are!
Boardroom, we need backup to our location right now.
Not one more step!
Now, goddammit, now!
No! The sacrament! The sacrament!
I mean, I guess cannibalism isn't unheard of in religion.
Reggie, Catholics eat unleavened wafers. This is a little bit different. I wouldn't go digging for a larger metaphor.
Yeah. Some people are just terrible.
especially when they're cannibals.
I'm gonna remind you of this conversation the next time I see you eating a chicken sandwich. Is this the strangest case you've ever been a part of?
It certainly ranks up there.
That doesn't make me feel better.
I wasn't aware that your comfort was part of Agent Hawthorne's duties, Reginald.
Director Watson, I didn't think you'd be crossing over for this.
Yes. Well, here I am. An awful mess here.
Yes, sir. We're working with our contacts in real-world law enforcement. They are more than happy to let us deal with them.
We'll need room in the prison wing. Westing's plans to rehabilitate incompletes will have to be scaled back. And the victims?
Best we can tell, the one we found alive was Biff Munn, the Pilgrim's author. There wasn't much we could do for him. Turns out he's been missing since the book signing about 2 weeks ago. And we'll work it out somehow. Frankly, there isn't much of a precedent here. The real-world fourth wall enforcement agreement doesn't really cover this.
Indeed. Where's Westing?
Over there, sir. She may need a minute.
Or shock therapy. What? I'm gonna need worse. Shut up, Reggie. Yeah, you got it.
Terrible thing to happen.
She's tough. I think she may be more upset that the Pilgrim found her blind spot.
I see.
But, sir, it's my fault. It was my call to let our guard down and call off the backup. I should have seen the Pilgrim for what she was years ago.
Not everyone who has worked for the Fourth Wall has deserved to do so. Carry on, gentlemen. Hello.
Hello.
If it makes you feel any better, their ghastly plan didn't work. The Wall has been unable to find any fictional world that corresponds to their work. Although there is no telling what effects their culinary habits may have.
I don't need to be made to feel better. Which is fine, because it doesn't make me feel any better at all.
You were wrong in this instance, but that is no sin. No additional harm will come to anyone, and their carnage has been put to an end. There was a time, long, long ago, when a dead body turned up in a railway carriage. The poor bloke had 6 pocket watches in his jacket. My friend thought he had the entire scheme all worked out, but he didn't. Vital facts about the case completely escaped his awareness. The killer went free.
The man with the watches. I've read it.
Yes, of course. I'd be surprised if you hadn't.
It's not part of the Holmes canon, even though Doyle wrote it. Neither the narrator nor the incorrect detective is ever named.
If I called the man Holmes, it might have ruined the illusion of his perfection. You see, even he...
Well, feel free to ruin this illusion for me. I'm not very good at this. I just got lucky a couple of times. With the Bat Swarm and Hawthorne Prime, I took a shot in the dark, and everything worked out. What if this incident is things reverting to the mean? What happens when Dracula makes his move and I'm not ready?
He's already all around you. He's already all around you.
Let's go. Now.
She is quite mad. Your heart, your mind was in the right place, Westing. As long as you're able to do that and are committed to our cause, you'll be the rightful heir to that hat.